Today's theme is going to be about romantic residue. Doesn't have to be romantic, but any residue you might have, whether it was platonic or if it is romantic, this would be a little bit particularly useful, but you can take this in any direction you want. And I want you to think about this prompt as I share the poems. Prompt one, revisit a heavy moment in a relationship that's lingering on you, any residue that you want to get rid of. We're going to get rid of it by sitting with it and giving it some space. And so whether it was an hour, whether it was one conversation, whether it was like a day, to re-experience that day that's heavy for you and just trust whatever comes up while doing that. And my first poem will have that to give you a much better idea. The second prompt is to kind of just to reclaim yourself. If you've done a lot of work and you love yourself more than ever, write a love letter to yourself so you can reclaim that aspect. And I know these are like two opposites. I'm giving them so you can maybe find your way in between if that's necessary. And everything is welcome. Okay, let's take a collective deep breath. Out through the mouth. One more in through the nose and out through the mouth. My parents told me that when I was a baby, I'd cry if there was no one around to play with. They said I was always the social butterfly of the family. I went along with it until one day it didn't add up. I thought, don't butterflies die after being touched? It turns out that's a myth, mostly. You see, the rich hues and patterns on a butterfly's wings act as scales that help it to fly and defend itself. But sometimes when a butterfly is mishandled enough, the beauty fades into small holes that light peers through, the residual love limiting its flight and inviting death. And I can't stop thinking, what if there's a butterfly out there somewhere that fell in love with affection so much it's willing to sacrifice its wings just to be touched? A crippling desire. We met for a wedding and stayed an extra day. We'd never been to Wisconsin, but we were done with Green Bay. We drove till Milwaukee and had separate flights. You'd return to your purpose while I'd stay another night. You put on your sunglasses to dim the morning truth. I'm still awful at moving on, and last night was proof. You fell asleep wishing you booked a morning flight. We were sick and tired of me ruining another great night. Last night, your smile was infectious all over the room. You were celebrating love while I was out with the moon. My tongue was pacing, praying my poems had bloomed. For a moment, I really believed you might swoon. I knew this would be game over, but I had to go back to start. Because fuck fear when you're finally in tune with your heart. I knew the confession would break me, but it wasn't the worst part. It was the sound of rejection coming from the muse behind my art. You said I once had a chance, but our time was no more. You waited and waited, but I never opened your door. You said maybe we had once found love in a previous life. I hope that's the one where I made you my wife. I knew the hurt was coming, but I couldn't see the demise. There was about to be a storm, and I didn't warn my eyes. You were shocked to live that you still lived inside my mind. My words left you speechless, just not the way I designed. I was about to replay the night over 1,000 more times. After all, we had an entire day in Milwaukee, forced to kill time. We went to a museum overlooking the bay. We tried to stay busy without much to say. You noticed every texture, every stroke of a brush. I admired your heart even after mine was crushed. I tried to save face by grazing over some patterns and hues. I kept a safe distance to stop falling for you. We got some fresh air and dug our toes in the grass. We'd soon go our own way, and this would be in the past. I so badly wanted eye contact after shedding this mask. You saw I was breaking, and thank God you didn't ask. We laid there in silence, soaking up the sun. I came with high hopes, but now I'm leaving with none. It felt like I was floating and sinking at the same exact time. Your smile holding my heart was the worst of crimes. We walked through the city to get back to the car, when suddenly you noticed a butterfly trapped inside a bar. The lights were off and the doors were locked. The beauty locked within made your heart fall soft. You shouted, "Look, like the butterfly from your poem." My heart fluttered as you found me on the window glass. It was looking at everything it needed but couldn't grasp. It desperately wanted to shatter this invisible wall. Each thump of its leg a serendipitous call. Each caress felt like it put love to the test. A couple of butterflies had never looked so distressed. The clock kept ticking and the sun slowly sinking. It was a matter of time before our hearts went missing. We did everything we could, and I said all I could say. You packed up our wings, and we both watched you fly away. The only love I've ever known is when my heart leaves me behind. My heart breaks its lease, packs up its worth, and abandons my dreams as it drags my confidence out the door, holding a sign that says free. It waits for someone to notice it long enough to maybe see it as a decoration piece. And as far as I'm concerned, my heart is in better hands this way. It wants nothing more to be held, and if it has to be hung up on a wall to show affection, it would settle. My heart always settles. It settles for sandcastles over rooftops, even when a tidal wave is coming. I hold in my screams until the moment the waves crash. It makes me feel like the natural disaster. See, when my heart is in my own hands, I latch it on to someone and don't expect it back unless she decides to return it. She doesn't know that I wrapped it with our future and hid it in between the lines, hoping that she reads me, praying that she sees me in her present. But instead, it sinks. My heart sinks to the bottom of her desire, weighed down by impossible expectations. And the longer it goes unnoticed, the heavier it gets. But somehow, I still manage to carry the weight. Wait, please wait for my heart is heavy. Its mistakes weigh like bricks, but I can't let them go. They're tied to my past and won't let me grow. I'm building this house brick by brick on yesterday's hope. And my heart is tired. And it's confused. It's so tired of being confused, I gave up figuring what makes me happy. And now my heart avoids honesty, hiding behind gestures, paying attention to what makes her laugh and what makes her giggle, what makes her sing and what makes her wiggle. I pray the small things will win her affection. Most people don't pay attention to the small things, right? You see, my heart always thinks it's in a competition, but never actually believes it can win. I count myself out even when I'm already in. My heart pumps more doubt than it does blood. It's the fight every fucking day to believe I am worthy of love. And now my heart is gone. It's lost. It's out there putting itself on the line because I don't have the courage to do it myself. It left me because it was tired of waiting for love. All I do is wait for love. Now my heart is out there alone, and I need to bring it home. I need to bring it back to me where it belongs. I want to hold it in my arms. I want to feel it pump my own blood. I want to hear its beat on repeat. I want to be connected to all around and up above. I can't wait to feel my own love. My heart will find another in time. But for now, my heart is mine. You know, I guess it's never too late for a fresh start. This time, I'm loving myself with all my heart. Thank you guys. I'm gonna let you guys go straight into writing from here. I'm gonna give you 15 minutes. And again, quickly, the first prompt was to reconsider a moment to moment in a relationship, something heavy that's hard to revisit and to live through it and let it and leave it on the page. And the second is to write a love letter to yourself. Hey, thanks for being here. Take these 15 minutes to yourself. Write the first thing that comes to your mind. As long as you start this from a place that's true, whether it's good, bad, right, wrong, negative, happy, whatever the case, as long as it's true, write the first thing that comes to your mind, and the rest of the poem will write itself. Enjoy this. Thank you for showing up for yourself. If you have any questions about what came up or you want to share your poem, reach out to me via email. Thank you and good luck. If this moves something in you, the next step is in the description below. Check it out.